I'm gonna start with an email because I want to get this out the way because I don't want to linger on this any longer. And I know you don't even want to get into this because this is just not your thing.
That's not my thing, man.
No, I tried to get him on the show on Sunday to come in for the Walking Dead. He pretty much, I said, Girts, you got to do me a favor, a big favor, man. Can you? And he's like, stop right there. I hate the Walking Dead.
I didn't say it like that. I was like, I don't watch that shit.
Normally when Korey does his white guy voice, I'm like, come on, man, that don't sound like that.
Oh, is it pretty close?
But you sounded just like that.
Oh, really?
Usually when I do a white guy voice, I'm not trying, but you were right here, and I said, no, I can do this.
Nah. Not gonna.
Let's make it happen. I can get you down, man. But you said you weren't into it, and I said, all right. Unfortunately, you came in, man. I really appreciate that.
Sure.
That you stayed there. We had a lot of fun on Sunday, sorry. And the reason why I'm getting into this now is because, well, for anyone who's into The Walking Dead, some people even stop watching. And they say, you know what, though, I got it. Who's this goddamn Negan? And they talking about they going to kill somebody. It's going to be one of those situations. I'm going to be in the office on Monday, and everybody be talking about shit I don't know about. So I got to watch it. What happened? Well, they introduced a new character, and that character is Negan. If y'all don't know Negan is probably, people saying, not just on The Walking Dead, but he is the most ruthless motherfucker I've ever seen in anything. I mean, Game of Thrones moves out the way when he comes in the room.
Be good to send him to Westeros, though.
It would. He'd handle shit, man. He would handle shit. And they were talking about how they're killing off some characters. Now, if you don't want to know anything else, spoilers and all that kind of stuff, well, I mean, it's been pretty much spoiled for you. I don't know how you avoided it. But in case you have, just go away for a little while. We'll be back in about 15, 20 minutes.
I think there's more people angry about the spoilers than they are about what actually happened.
Yeah.
Really?
Even people like already saw it. Like, spoilers. Did you see it on Sunday?
Yeah. I'm going to watch it again.
Yeah, man. No, a guy I know, he just wrote in big letters, no, not this character. And I was like, I mean, I'd seen it, so I wasn't worried. But I was like, dude, don't you know that every person you know, all of your friends who haven't seen this show hate you right now?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Man, you know the real reason why you don't see me on Facebook? Because I slipped up one time and spoiled the death of Joffrey for some people by accident.
Yeah.
And people were at my door kicking that shit down.
Shame on you.
They get mad. Yeah.
Shame. Ding.
It was by accident,
Shame.
too. And had to take off my clothes and shit. Dick hanging out. You threw shit at me and shit. Take that. But,
Yeah, even if you write a fake spoiler, people get mad at you even after they find out they're like, oh, that wasn't the real thing.
yeah, you try to help.
Yeah.
You try to give them red herrings and shit. You mean red herring died? They ain't even no character on the show.
As long as Red Fox is good. We're good.
But okay, y'all gone. We're goofing around. Y'all gone. Okay, so everybody knows that they did a 2-for-1. They got us with the second one. They killed somebody first, Abraham, the big redhead dude, and then we thought it was done. Everybody was kind of like, man, that ain't shit. That's like, oh fuck, not Glenn, and I should have known because. Why you like this, man?
You know why he's like this. It's justified.
Thank you.
What's justified?
Like I mentioned several times. Like Glenn had been my favorite character all along. But when he cheated death twice, it was Final Destination time.
You know what?
The way he cheated death was stupid.
That shit came back twofold, and I know you mad about it. You felt like you were owed his death. Because
Everybody that watched that show was owed his death like 3 times over.
Yeah, you know what? I'm with that. I'm with that. I ain't criticizing you because on the first time they did it, I was like, man, that's cheap. And they did it with a bat. Like they looked like they were about to knock him in the back of his head when he was hanging out with those cannibals in that town. And
I wouldn't even count that time.
yeah, but some people thought like, oh shit, they're gonna do it. Even when they saw the bat, they were like, oh fuck, that's it for Glenn. And they're like, psych, nah. Not yet. Not yet. We ain't feeling it now. But then that second time got people. When he was on that dumpster with that punk ass that killed himself.
Oh, yeah. Drag him down with him. God damn it. Come on, man. He's dead right there.
Martin was the next day. We were at the screen and Martin like, can you believe this?
And then 3 weeks later.
So everybody's crying. Everybody's sad about Glenn.
Back to it.
Then Martin's like, yeah, it's about goddamn time. Yeah, give me my fucking money.
Goddamn right.
I mean, I'm not happy about the way he went out, but
Shit, I am. Just like the comic books, and he deserved that shit for cheating us all them damn times. And he sacrificed Everybody Hates Chris. God damn it.
No, he did.
He tried to save him. I know he tried.
That dude who shot himself was.
It should have been Glenn in his spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
Yes.
but no. What I liked is like I have not been liking Daryl this season at all. And he was the one who caused that. I mean, really. I mean, he didn't call. I mean, Negan was the one who swung the bat. I don't want to get confused. Like it's the asshole who does the act, who's the one who's takes the blame. But everybody was told. Everybody knew not to do anything, and Daryl had to be his own man. So he's got to live with this.
Oh shit. Okay, I turned it back on. Got you, man. I turned it back on. Got you.
Got you. Goddamn, stop.
Got you. Thank you,
Jesse, your mic's off.
Jesse. Yeah, I took a cough and turned it off. But you know what made me laugh was I was joking the other day, but Glenn think that shit is done.
I know everybody does.
Glenn's
looking around like,
Glenn just sitting there,
y'all.
Glenn daydreaming. Glenn like, shit, glad it wasn't me.
Yeah, it's totally the look he's got on his face.
The whole time he's happy, he's relieved. Glenn looking like, well, that's fucked up for Abraham, but Glenn, oh fuck! Look at this shit. He's sitting up there the whole time, just relaxed, ain't even thinking about this shit.
Yeah.
Need you to know me.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
So, back to it.
He's like, shit.
It's like they didn't even tell the actor. Like he's sitting there going like, yeah. No, my escrow went through, and I'm gonna fix up the porch, and put a new roof on the place. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, he see that shit coming. Shit after he hit him on his head, he was like, "Fuck, who got it, man?" I know. She's still fucking up people. Damn, why my head hurt? He's like, shit, got one of them migraines, man. And y'all got an aspirin. This dude, I love that he didn't see that shit coming, man. And neither did we. None of us saw it coming. And that's why this email that I have here, this is from Charles. And Charles said, so, DT crew, how is the gang doing? I'm very concerned about your well-being. All of my friends are going through a little bit of PTSD. And also some people have changed their minds about the show after a little bit of thought. I know Martin was not about this episode at all. In fact, he's saying, like many articles today, that he's about to give up on the show. Korey, you on the other hand, you said that this was one of the best episodes you had seen. What I want to know is, have either one of you guys changed your opinion? Thanks and stay toasty. Now that's from Charles. Okay, so here's the thing, man. There are people out there who are talking about this. And by the way, Martin, he's cheated death so much, he might get up and walk.
He puts his eye back in.
I still don't think he's dead. Y'all ain't gonna get me again. I think gonna get up and just brush that shit off. But you say have his head be gone, maybe like I'm all right.
Is he gone?
His head is a slushy.
Yeah.
He'll pull it back together, man. He'll snowman that shit back together.
He's a fighter.
Yeah, he'll put 2 pebbles for eyes and that shit. Yeah, I'm okay.
Is it bad?
How do I look?
Nah, you're gonna be all right.
Looking like sloth from the cook.
Hey, you got Rocky Road.
Rocky Road?
But oh, you know what's funny, man? Somebody else said, you know, the other fucked up thing about this is that Korey Goodwin didn't even try to help him. He's standing right there.
I think I want to catch that ass whooping. Hell no.
You looking like, yeah, I ain't saying shit.
That looks like it hurts.
Actually, like a combination between you and Girts together, man. Like
they had a baby.
Like you took your beard and gave it to Girts. Girts shaved his head. I understand what people are saying. I'm not fighting with anybody on this. I'm not coming in and trying to disagree with anyone. I completely understand where people are coming from if they say they don't want to watch the show anymore. Do you feel the same way? Are you kind of withdrawing from the show?
Here's what you have to understand.
Uh-oh.
With me in the comic, I broke with the comic back when they encountered the governor and he cut off Rick's hand and raped Michonne. It was too dark for me. I was like, if this is what this is gonna do, I don't want to stick around for it.
Yeah.
And I quit. And then Grant was the one who talked me back into it. He's like, no, man, look, there's been some more books. They get the governor back. The revenge is sweet. Come back and read it again. All right.
Okay.
And I did. And I kept going. And then they get to Terminus. And the shit starts all over again.
Oh, yeah. It was a cycle.
Yeah,
It was the cycle that was going on.
And then I was in the middle of Alexandria when because I'm behind at this point, and I opened up one of the comic book websites, and they had that Death of Glenn. Like they spoiled it. Like this, coming up in the next issue, I was like, wow, you motherfuckers. And seeing that, I was just like, I don't have no reason to stick around for that. I'm done. I stopped then. So watching the show, I always knew, as much as the show follows the comics, there was going to be a time when me and the show were going to break. I was going to stick with it for a while until it reached a point where it was just too bleak. Now, it would be one thing if you were the guys were to say like, well, yeah, but by the comic wise, by the end of the season, they're going to take care of Negan. He's going to get his. But you're telling me that in the comics right now, he's still around. So that means there's nothing here for me anymore.
See, I made it the opposite of you. I'm like way further along in the comics than they are in the show. So like I've been waiting for stuff to finally get caught up with it. And the second I saw this, I was like, well, all right, there's really nothing else I want to see from The Walking Dead, the TV show.
Negan is still around. And see, look, here's the thing. I kept up with it a little bit longer than most people. I forgot where I left. It was something where it was just I think it was at the point where it looked like, and I don't know how it worked out, but it looked like Carl was about to get raped by this priest.
Oh, yeah.
I just said, okay, I don't want to be around for this shit. So I checked out, man. I checked out, and then I came back, and, because I left. And that's one day I decided, you know what, let me just go ahead and open the door and just peek in and see what The Walking Dead is doing. I'm sure they do it better now.
Right.
And I walked in, and Glenn's head was busted wide open. His eyes was popping. I was like, fuck. And then I go and I see Negan making fun of Carl in his eye socket and teasing him about it, and Carl is crying, and I turned around and I got right the fuck back out. I said, nope.
I did the same thing. I was riding the train to work that morning when I was living overseas, and I got to the part where they showed where Glenn got his head smashed in. I was like, well, put this away. Put it in my backpack and went straight.
I do not need my life ruined by a fucking comic book.
Oh yeah.
Where I feel about this right now, it's like this is a show I don't need to watch. For the people who are watching, I could come ask, hey, what's going on with the show right now? Or read it somewhere, but watching it, I don't need that.
And that was you. You said you just gave up. You didn't even read the comic.
No, I gave up after season 1. I was like, I started season 2. I was like, nope.
The worst season.
Yeah.
At one point, the reason why I love the comic so much is because it started out with an adventurous spirit. Excuse me, it's sinuses. But, it started out being... it was gory like it would be for a zombie movie or a zombie property. It was violent, but it had an adventurous spirit. And one of the things that got me into it, that's the first issue right there,
Yeah.
which I have. Glad to say it. Worth like $8,000 or something now. But it had a different artist. I got this because of the artist. I didn't get it because of I love zombies, but this is back when I was buying comics just to look at the artwork. The guy who did that is Tony Moore. Tony Moore not only did he fit the writing of the comic at the time, but even at his goriest, it had still sort of, again, an adventurous spirit. The drawings were a little more lighthearted. And some people complain about that. Some people saying, well, it looks a little bit too cartoony. So I don't know what happened. The guy, Tony Moore, is still considered to be one of the co-writers of The Walking Dead. You still see his
He's
name
still one
in
of
credits.
the co-creators. It couldn't have come together without him.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wonder if there was a split between personalities, or if it's just that he was like, this is too much work every month. I can't keep up with the schedule.
I think him and Robert Kirkman had a fallout. Like something really bad happened between them, and they were just like, all right, we got to part ways.
Well, I think what happened is that Tony Moore pulled his pants down, took a big shit in his cereal, and just pissed him the fuck off. Because after he left, things got dark, and maybe that's why he left. Because shit, I mean,
oh, maybe he was like, I ain't drawing that.
Just all of a sudden, Robert Kirkman just got pissed off and just sat in a dark room and just said, I'm mad at the world and everybody gonna suffer. And things just in the artwork. No offense to the guy that does the art
Charlie
now,
Adler
Charlie Adler. Adler, yeah, Charlie Adler is the guy that does the artwork now. And look, it fits the dark tone of the comic. But once he came in, and it kind of turned me off because it just the stories got darker, the art got darker, and I stopped. I stopped reading it. It was depressing me. I was like, I don't see where this is going. So I'm with people who said I can't watch it anymore. But I really did love that episode. I'm not gonna lie. I love that episode because maybe it's because I do love gore sometimes. I don't like gore just for gore's sake. This is part of a story, and some people are like, yeah, but this is gratuitous. This story
It was close to being a snuff film.
and I get it. But I love the controversy that it's caused. I love the way people are having discussions about it. I love that people like, and you gotta understand, this is back in the day when people would make fun of me. I would tell people like I love zombies and like, man, you know I was gonna be a fad. That shit ain't, that's gonna be done soon. You too grown to be in that shit anyway. And look at y'all today. Y'all arguing about this shit like it's fucking Dallas or something, y'all. I love the way things have gone today. Y'all arguing about dragons. Y'all arguing about fantasy. Y'all arguing about zombies now. These have become the dramas today. And I love it. And I love that people are actually having a conversation.
So was this your must-see TV for this season?
Yeah, it was. I waited a long time for this.
No, I'm talking about for the rest of the season. Like, you're going to be on it every night. Like, I'm not going to miss an episode.
Well, that waits to be seen, because here's why I agree with people, and I know you guys do. You do too. I'm not saying that the show doesn't have problems. So you got to understand, like, a lot of people thought that this was violence for violence sake, and a lot of people gonna think I'm making up some little old fucking hippie theory about this, but because a lot of people blowing it off, saying that it was just gratuitous violence. It was a snuff film, as you say. I don't see it that way. I think what happened with this is that the writers put themselves in a corner because everybody was complimenting The Walking Dead for being so hardcore.
Yeah. Like,
damn, Rick just put that machete in that guy's head. I see that shit coming.
See, I think it's the opposite. Some people are like, well, I've been watching Game of Thrones and they ain't been doing shit like that. Like, we got to amp our game up. Yeah. We got to show, this person get murderlated in a horrible way.
Murderlated.
Yeah.
That's a good word. That's Shakespearean, actually.
Some Three Stooges, y'all murderlated. But yeah, the way I saw it was like they were getting rewarded for being so cold and so hard, and it got to the point where these characters just got pushed into the position where people say, "I'm tired of them being punks," and they did some cold shit. These people were becoming kind of villainous themselves. They were walking into towns, conquering. They weren't asking. They were conquering people with that attitude. They killed people. I know it's preemptive and they were trying to do something for themselves to save themselves, but they killed people in their sleep. Well, y'all don't even think about that. They killed Negan's dudes in their sleep.
But those dudes had done some shit too.
Yeah, they weren't innocent people.
Yeah. I know they weren't completely innocent, but I think that these people were kind of becoming on the same level of Negan, Rick and his crew.
And no, it was a point where if you didn't kill them that way, they would have overran you.
Here's the deal, people. I understand the flaws. I might like the episode. I might like the gore. I might like that they went that far with it. I'm letting them have it for this episode, this episode right here. But the storytelling is flawed. It's fucked. I give it to you.
That next episode is going to be, hey, man, how you feel about that person dying last week? Yeah, all right. Next scene. So how you feel about that person dying last week?
Oh, my God, you're so right.
That's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to be sitting there watching it like, fuck this show.
I got it. Because that's the problem. You can draw the comparisons to another show to see what the big glaring problems are with The Walking Dead. And the show that you draw the comparison to is Game of Thrones.
Yep.
There's people out there talking about, well, shit, man, y'all giving Game of Thrones a pass. How come you picking on The Walking Dead? Well, there's two things that Game of Thrones has going for it that The Walking Dead does not. One big thing is that we know Game of Thrones is going to end at some point.
Yes.
That's building towards the conclusion.
Yeah.
And because they're building towards that, we already see the chess pieces being played out to where the people that have been stepped on and who have lost for so long, they're starting to actually catch up now. So there's hope.
Yeah.
There's actual fucking hope.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And they tell you, we ain't doing this shit after, a couple of seasons. We're done. Fucking around with these dragons and shit. We ain't gonna be doing that. The other big thing about this compared to Game of Thrones, in my opinion, y'all can tell me if you agree or not, is that it's almost the show is inconsistent within itself. The Walking Dead. It's almost hypocritical what's going on with these rules, because The Walking Dead comes on in that limbo hour where you can get away with this, but you can't get away with that.
Well, yeah, you can show two people's heads being completely bashed in the mush, But no boobs.
But no.
Can't say fuck.
Not even
No.
a side nipple.
No, not even a peak of a nipple. You know, not even a tip of an ass cheek.
Nope.
You know, you can't. None. Y'all like the way I want my ass. I want my piece of nipple.
I mean, it's a sick commentary on their priorities.
No, Mark, you know what? I get it. Felix ready to just speak.
I know, ready to just sit down
in front of people. Speaking of asses, he's ready to sit right in front of everyone. I get it, y'all. Here's the thing. It is kind of a weird rule they have going on where at this time slot, you're right. We can beat somebody's head in, but we can't show two people in love having sex. You mean the word fuck is more harmful than a dude beating somebody's head in?
Where the camera does not pull away.
Where the
at
camera
all.
doesn't pull away and shows you everything. I like the way they just had parents organizations today, all crazy. They had all these people, church people out there. It's too much. It's just too much.
Why the hell are they watching it?
I know it's like you ain't gotta watch this shit, but I don't have any complaint with that. The violence, I have none. But you know, Negan says fuck a lot. And they ain't gonna let him say one fuck while he's beating somebody's head in. Oh, that's where it's just too impolite. You know?
You know there's going to be some Negans for Halloween this year.
I was trying to do that shit.
But
I don't want to cut my hair.
But at least they won't cuss at anybody.
Ooh, fudge.
Maybe they get into a war with the clowns.
Yeah, man. Maybe Negan can beat a clown down.
That'd be awesome.
That would be amazing.
Just in the middle of a park.
Beat his head and see glitter all over the porch. But yeah, so that brings it down to what my last thing that HBO has over The Walking Dead, or the Game of Thrones has on Walking Dead, is that it is on HBO. You know, they can go full out. They can show ass. They can show titty. They can curse. They can kill. You know, when they kill somebody on that show, it feels consistent with that world because nobody is trying to be prim and proper in every other area. And I know that y'all do the DVD release and the Blu-ray release and y'all put all that other stuff in there, but fuck it, you know, have some balls, man.
I think the main thing if they were on HBO is they would trim that script down because they go so long without anything happening, and you're just like, all right, just get to the point. Even Game of Thrones, there are episodes where you're like, all right, this is kind of stupid, but at least they're setting up something. A lot of the times in Walking Dead, you feel like almost everything leads to nothing.
Yeah, you know, because and that's the problem. You know, until The Walking Dead, and this is where it's getting me. I love the episode, but I do see after this, if they don't improve their writing and they don't somehow find an arc that carries them somewhere, an arc that delivers towards some sort of conclusion besides what we've seen, if they don't bring some brevity to this where I don't feel like I'm getting my ass beat every time I watch an episode, you know, I don't know if I can keep up with it.
Well, it just reminded me, especially toward the end, of just so many scenes I've seen in slavery movies, and I don't want to live in that.
Yeah, exactly. And shit, my life is fucked up enough. I ain't gonna, I'll come and watch this shit. Right
I want to go home and watch Game of Thrones. That's wholesome.
Yeah.
By comparison.
But I'm telling y'all, you know, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see what that Negro with that tiger does. You know,
I do want to see that.
I do too.
I'm mad.
Can somebody please just let me know when that happens?
Yeah.
I'll tune into that.
Notify me, Coleman. You said you're going to keep up with this.
I'm gonna keep up. I want to see if he's gonna ride in on a tiger and just save the day.
That's going to be the end of the season.
Right there.
Someone will spoil it for you.
Yeah.
Did you see the joke that came out from it? It's like, hey, Coral, what's Glenn's favorite restaurant?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Coral, it's Popeyes. I was like, oh, I'm wrong for that.
Y'all are fucking wrong. What's that Glenn? Is that for Glenn?
Popeyes.
But when you put the image to it, I'm like, hey, that's funny, man.
I laughed.
Martin's like, how dare you?
I saw it.
Marge is hungry for Popeyes right now. I have a two-piece.
It is $2 day.
Yeah. Marge, like, I have a two-piece with an Asian eyeball, please. Oh, well, that's my opinion of it. I agree with everybody in their complaints. I'll stick with it, but they need to improve the writing. Gamefly brings to your house, to you, over 8,000 new releases and classics that are available to rent, or you can buy them for almost every system out there, current and some old systems. Like I said, man, I've been trying to put my GameCube back to work for years. Gamefly has given me an excuse to do that. And you can even try 30 days for free by typing in gameflyoffer.com/double toasted. And when you do that, you'll get 30 days for free of games and movies. Get all those things, all of them at once. Just stay in the house. Don't go nowhere because they're all going to get brought right to your mailbox. You can also bring the element of surprise every month to your home in the form of a Loot Crate mystery box. In that box, I can't tell you what it is, but I can guarantee you it is the best in geek and gaming gear. Some people say it's like having Comic-Con brought right to your home. You don't have to leave the house for nothing. You're getting all kind of stuff. And everybody likes a little surprise every month, just a little bit. And here's another surprise for you. You know, if you go to our link, trylootcrate.com/double toasted, and you type in bridge 10, that's the word bridge and the number 10, you can get 10% off, a 10% discount on your first crate. How's that for a surprise right there? Loot Crate, bring the mystery and the surprise to your mailbox once a month with Loot Crate. Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and go over to our home, doubletoasted.com, for more videos and live streams. And remember, stay toasty.